Hey, Auntie.
Hello everybody, I'm cocoacosmos, and I was thinking about Black Panther recently. Then I started thinking about Killmonger as a person. Now we're here, and I'm pretty much sharing my thoughts on his character. Something about his part in the narrative makes me scratch my head a little. Hence why I'm asking the question, is he a villain? Or is he just misunderstood? Eric Stevens, aka Killmonger, aka Antidaka, was born to Prince Njobu of Wakanda in Oakland, California. Growing up, his father told him stories of Wakanda, how beautiful the sunsets were, and how one day Eric himself will take the throne. One fateful night in 1992, Eric was out playing a bit of ball with his friends when they all saw something strange in the sky. But only Eric knew what it was and what it could possibly mean. He rushed home only to find his father on the ground deceased with panther claw marks in his chest. This would alter the course of Eric's life forever. From then on, he vowed to get revenge for his father's death. Studied hard in school, graduated from MIT and United States Naval Academy, and joined the US Navy SEALs. This all led him to be recruited into a JSOC Ghost unit as a Black Ops mercenary. Let's just say he was a bit too good at his job, and it gave him all the training and practice he needed for the next phase of his plan and progress towards his final goal. This is how he got the nickname Killmonger. He teamed up with Ulysses Claw, the same man that his father worked with to smuggle in Wakandan tech and vibranium to the USA, looking to carry out his father's work. They found a vibranium weapon being held in the Museum of Great Britain and got to work. Posing as a regular museum goer, Eric started checking out some of the masks. This white museum employee comes up and he starts quizzing her on a couple of them, pointing out a particular one is actually from Wakanda.
Nah,
I beg your pardon.
it was taken by British soldiers in Benin, but it's from Wakanda.
Then he says he'll be taking it now. See, he didn't like the way she's been watching him since he walked in, but not watching what she puts in her own body. Answer Claw. They take care of any potential witnesses, snatch what they came for and something Eric just liked, and dipped. Almost too easy. Well, their little heist caught the attention of the CIA and of course the Wakandan government. Claw got caught trying to sell the vibranium axe and ended up in CIA custody. Meaning, Eric now has to go get him, which he did, in the loudest way possible. No subtlety here. Then threw a grenade basically as a distraction. Since T'Challa is still in pursuit, he pops him with a grenade launcher too. Eric and his crew all meet up at the plane for Wakanda when Eric insists that he go with, but Claw says there's no point in him going. Eric very much disagrees and removes his obstacles. To Wakanda he went and even presented W'Kabi, Claw's body, as a gift. Something neither T'Challa nor his father could ever do. He's then brought in front of the tribal council to current King T'Challa himself. Or should we say, cousin T'Challa. Yeah, T'Challa knows their kin as he saw the royal ring around Eric's neck in the battle earlier, and asks him what he's doing there. Eric came for his rightful chance at the throne. Tells them how good they got and they have the tools to make it that good for everyone who looks just like them all over the world. Everyone else in the room wants this nonsense to end, but Eric says to ask who he is. Reveal his identity. T'Challa tries to have him removed from the room, but the River Tribe elder finally asks, who is he? He answers that he's Antidaka, son of Prince Njobu, and tells them how he found his father's lifeless body, saying that T'Chaka, T'Challa's father, was behind it. The room is spooked and everyone calls him a liar. There's proof though. W'Kabi reveals the royal ring. Now that everyone knows the truth, Eric tells them again that he wants his chance at the throne and the power of Black Panther. It's his blood right. T'Challa needs to run that ASAP Rocky. He needs that today, immediately. T'Challa accepts and it's challenge time. As per tradition, the power of Black Panther is stripped from T'Challa. T'Challa tries to give him a final out, but Eric is not trying to hear that. He's been training all his life for this moment. The challenge begins. Not gonna lie, Eric kinda worked T'Challa, not gonna hold you. As he's about to deliver his final blow, Zuri intervenes saying that he was the cause of Eric's father's death and to take him instead. Eric said, why not both? And got him up out of there. I gotta take a quick moment. Michael B. Jordan is so fine. Okay, back to the program. T'Challa made the mistake of trying to swing at Eric again and got him thrown off a cliff. Eric's king now, and the people of Wakanda are horrified. Time for the heart-shaped herb ritual, where Eric will gain the powers of the Black Panther and visit the ancestral plane. It's there where he gets to speak with his father again, back at home, the last time he saw him. His father has his regrets, but in a way, Eric says that he shouldn't. Once he comes back to the realm of the living, he orders them to burn all of the heart-shaped herbs since there will be no king after him, or to replace him. Soap had the nerve to protest, but he got her in line immediately, and so it was all burned. He calls a council meeting, finally taking a seat on his rightful throne, and informs everyone that black communities all over will be taking over with the aid of Wakanda. It's what they deserve after all the suffering they've done, and Wakanda sitting back doing nothing. No longer. They will be getting that technology out there, so everybody black can be on top for once. There's a bit of back and forth between W'Kabi and Okoye, but W'Kabi did an okay job at convincing the council, so meeting adjourned, and Eric's plan is underway. Spies are in place and the tech is ready to be shipped out. He's finally about to make his father's work a reality. Wait, what? T'Challa? Doesn't matter. He'll just get his ass whooped twice. Eric sends out W'Kabi and his army to handle T'Challa. Since the challenge wasn't completed, Okoye can show her true feelings and turns on Eric. Technically, she was never truly on his side, but on Wakanda's side. But he was king at the time, so that's where her loyalty lied. Eric is ready for this though. The fight is pretty intense, but they're no match for him. Shuri and Nakia take him on now, and they hold their own pretty well, but there's still no match for the Black Panther. Eric's about to finish Shuri off when he's tackled by T'Challa, and they both fall into the Great Mound. They landed on the railway, both putting in work, when the train activates and the stabilizers interfere with their suit's technology. Eric didn't need that for real anyway. As the train passes, T'Challa tries to talk some sense into Eric, but he is not trying to hear none of that. He learned from those who failed and will do it better. He will be evening the playing field and will take out everybody that ever sided with T'Challa for extra measure. Them's was fighting words. Things start looking a bit bleak for T'Challa, but oh how the tables have turned. T'Challa got him with a narrow opening. Game recognizes game. There's a bit of reflection that it all seems a bit silly now to think that he could actually see a Wakandan sunset like his father promised him. T'Challa took him up so he could finally see it, and tells him that they can heal him. Eric declines because he'd rather die than be locked up. This is the end of Killmonger's story. Epilogue. When Shuri is inducted as the new Black Panther, Eric is the one that she sees in the ancestral plane. Not T'Challa, not even her own parents. They're not so different after all, you see. Vengeance runs through their veins. Her father killed his father for what he's done, no hesitation. T'Challa was just too noble and loyal to the old system. Now, was Shuri going to be noble? Or was she going to handle business like he did? Stealing? Poisoning? Murder? Like an obscene amount. Attempted murder, a fair bit. Assault, having the heart-shaped herbs burned, and conspiracy to wage war. If I'm keeping on a stack, if I'm being 100%, I would have to say it's complicated. Let me explain before you boo me. He most definitely did evil things. He's the antagonist without question, but that's not the question. The question is, was he a villain? And I can't say with my whole chest that he was. The term villain seems a bit strong for him. He did evil things, but I can't say he was evil. It just doesn't seem quite right. When I think of a villain, I think of someone who does evil things for a selfish goal that doesn't better the lives of the general population, or someone that enjoys inflicting pain for the love of the game with zero guilt. That should categorize him as a villain, right? The thing is, I don't think Killmonger truly enjoyed all of what he was doing. To him, the whole revenge plot was just consequences of actions, cause and effect. And his bigger picture goal was aimed to better the lives of black people all over the world. especially in America. He wasn't stealing the tech to become the richest guy on Earth or whatever. He wasn't exposing Wakanda to hurt the Wakandans. He just wanted everybody black to be on top for once. And with the advanced Wakandan technology, he just couldn't understand why they were such pacifists. There's evil people all over the world treating everyone that looks like them like shit beneath their shoe. Why can't we show them what we're made of? How selfish could they be? Now, as far as the becoming king of Wakanda thing, he was right. He was owed a chance at the throne. They had no business leaving that child to fend for himself so young. I say fend for himself because we never saw his mom in the picture ever, so I assume after he literally found his dad with panther claws in his chest deceased, he was an orphan. Upon some research, turns out she was in jail and died there, so yeah, he was an orphan. He was of royal blood, and they basically excommunicated him because of his father's actions, and how T'Chaka chose to solve it. Honestly, I don't think T'Chaka had to kill N'Jobu no matter how fast he pulled that gun. He had the power of Black Panther and could have easily slapped that gun out of his hand. But then we probably wouldn't have a story. Since the king already passed away, Eric had to go for the next best thing. Eye for an eye, as they say. But the whole saying is, an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. So I think that's what the moral of his story was supposed to be. He was on track to becoming the very thing he hated. He trained his whole life for that very moment. He killed so many people that when he shot his girlfriend, he didn't even blink. He was just numb to it. He became numb to the pain he was inflicting. Even when he saw his father in the ancestral plane, he didn't have any tears because people die. That's what he grew up getting used to when he was left behind. Even when he did end up shedding a tear, he got rid of it immediately. That's why I said he wasn't enjoying it completely. He was just going through the motions to execute his plans of basically taking over the world. Checking off boxes. The only time I could say he was probably enjoying it was when he was inflicting pain on people he genuinely had disdain for. The museum lady, T'Challa, other Wakandans trying to get in the way. They deserved it because they know what they did. They know exactly how they treated him. Like he was nothing. And he was about to show them what he became. At the same time, though, his villain origin story started when he was like 9, and the only thing they could do to correct it is something you can't take back. All that Wakandan tech, and they haven't created a time machine yet, so whatever happened, has happened. It was a canon event. Maybe I just have too much empathy in me. I feel like there isn't enough therapy in the world to help him, but at the same time, I genuinely believe he was trying to help in his contrived way. The oppressed becomes the oppressor, hurt people, you know how it goes. It's just the way that he was going about it was very incorrect. Now, that being said, there was nothing to misunderstand either. Everything he did, he absolutely meant that. He spelled out his intentions plain as day. It's just not something you can fix. Even up to the moment he was standing in front of the council and T'Challa knew the situation, they tried to deny him his birthright. Zuri, and probably King T'Chaka, knew he would probably come for revenge someday. And you know what's funny? Nobody apologized to him even once throughout the movie. Not one "I'm sorry." Well, not from the people that actually wronged him anyway. I could go a lot deeper with this, but that would change the video almost entirely into more of a Black Panther analysis instead of just a Killmonger analysis. But what do y'all think? Was I being too soft on Killmonger? What other villains should I judge? Let me know in the comments below. Cocoacosmos,